John, obviously the big news yesterday was John Tortorella being named captain. You were pretty steadfast early on that you didn't want to name a captain. I guess what changed and what made him the choice?
Well, I thought, I think our room has grown as we started the year, and we subtracted last summer in order to get our room in order. It's grown, and I think it's time that we added to the leadership group. And Sean's handled himself very well since he's come back. I think he's very well respected in the room, and that's a choice. I think TK has brought a different level of game and attitude towards us. I think he deserves being part of that group with the letters. That's not the whole leadership group. There are other people, but as far as the letters are concerned, we feel comfortable with these three.
Connect me specifically. How has he grown as a leader since the time you've worked with him?
Well, he's by example. He's got an engine on him that doesn't stop, and has made big plays at key times, does everything for us. He's a penalty killer for us now, power play. I'd hate to think it would be if we didn't have his energy in our lineup. Not so much him talking, just what he is as a pro, what he's become as a pro, and I think there's more there.
With Couturier missing last season, did you only start to really get to know him well this year, or were you around last year?
Well, he was a pain in the ass for me last year because he wanted to play.
Right.
And he did nothing but complain to me about this, that, the other thing. So I wasn't sure how it was going to go. And I just have a, listen, I respected him. I've been in the league for a while and watched him play from afar against him. And I've always had a ton of respect in how he plays the game. I have a different level of respect how he's handled this situation in 2 major operations, aggravation, not playing 2 years, just how he's handled himself. And and I wasn't sure how I was going to go with him and I, quite honestly. I wasn't. But it is, he's been strong. He's just been some strength in there as far as settling things down at certain times. So this is a good time to give him the reins as far as wearing that seat.
Do you have a thought on Jarmo? How would you describe your relationship with him?
Oh, I'm not talking about that now.
How has Jamie Drysdale sort of integrated himself into the group, and where is he now, and what can he be?
Yeah, 21-year-old kid, shocked by the trade, hasn't played much because of injuries, comes to a new team. I think has a lot to learn. I think he has a chance to be a star in this league, but there is a ton of work we need to do with him in understanding how we play. Just everything with that position. Goaltending is the most important. Defense is the toughest to play. He has a lot to learn about all of that. And I think I've got one of the best coaches in the league in Brad Shaw. He's just starting with him, but there's a process for him to go through. But the upside on a 21-year-old kid, right shot defenseman, is really important for our organization.
John, you guys lost 5 straight entering the All-Star break, and you've come back, won 4 straight. Was the break at a perfect time for the reset? Or?
Yeah. We had a really busy January, topped with, prior to even January, going back and forth west, going back out east, and it was a tough schedule. Very little practice in January. I think we had 2 practices in the month of January. It was a good time. I could sense it when we brought up Lixell, our last game before the break. Lixell, and I'm certainly not criticizing him, but he looked like he was our fastest player. He was the player I noticed the most. When you see that in a whole group of him just stand out in front of everybody, you could tell our group was dragging. And it was a good time for a break. I really respect how they've answered coming back into the season after the break. Obviously have a really tough team to play tonight.
What has Morgan Frost done to earn your trust the last month or so?
He's played. He's played more in the areas. Last year, Frosty's a talented guy, but to have talent and play on the outside, you really get nothing accomplished. And him and I have been up and down as far as how to play the game. He has really improved away from the puck. I think he's more willing. Quite honestly, that's the biggest thing I see in him, in his play away from the puck and with the puck. The skill that he has is his willingness. It was probably one of the better games I've seen him play the other night, because he was taking the puck in the middle of the ice. He was making plays and trying to beat people. It wasn't on the outside. So very important guy for us right now at the center ice position, where we've had some struggles there, and hope he has a big night tonight. We're going to need him tonight, that's for sure.
There's lots of talk about unwritten rules and hockey code in the city after the Riley Gregg thing. In terms of the younger generation, how has that changed from your perspective?
With the young athletes that are in our league right now, oh my God, it is. It's a different league. It's a different league in. I'm going to be really careful how I say it. I think there is. It's a dumb league. It is. It's changed for coaches too, and we've had to make adjustments because there are so many mistakes made. And I guess the thing with the young athletes is sometimes you have to wait your turn, right? As far as gaining respect and not wanting everything right now, not expecting everything right now as far as ice time, as far as your contract, whatever it may be. Sometimes it's good just to wait your turn and earn it. I think that's where I think the athletes have changed. They have entourages around them that I think direct them the wrong way. And the hierarchy of a room, the hierarchy of what it is to be a pro, the process you have to go through as a pro, I think's lost a little bit with the athlete now. And it's something I miss terribly in being in the league for so long, seeing where it's gone to now. Great athletes, great skill, great speed, but the mental and the understanding what it is to be a pro and respecting the National Hockey League, that's where I have some struggles.
Are you still of the mind, John, that for teams to have the ultimate success to go on and win Stanley Cups, that some semblance of that is still required? The hierarchy that you
absolutely. Just the respect, just to respect how you handle yourself in the room, respect how you act on the ice. I just. You may say it's old school. I just don't think we can lose what it is to be the proper pro in the National Hockey League. I know the game has changed a lot, but you can't lose the foundation of what the National Hockey League's about. And that's what worries me a little about the young athlete right now, and some of the direction they're getting.
So do you see more mistakes happening on the ice than before?
Oh God, yes.
Like just a sloppier game?
It's just the way the game's played now. And I think it's the coaches also. I think we have evolved in where, God, back in the day, I was correcting every mistake that was made on the ice, and your meetings were, you're almost, okay, puck is there, you go there. If the puck's there, you go there. You're almost directing them like a rod hockey game. Where now you need to let them play. You need to let them make mistakes. And I think they grow even quicker that way by learning through their mistakes. I'm not saying more mistakes in the game is bad. I think the coaches have had to evolve and let them make their mistakes. And that's how they grow. That's how they become better players. Now the attitudes and what it is to be a pro, that's non-negotiable for me. That's never going to change. But the way we coach the athlete, I think you need to let them go. I think we need to get out of the way. I think we overcoach sometimes. We need to get out of the way and let them play.
John, the Leafs played very well without Riley a couple nights ago. What do you see as the biggest challenge they present tonight?
The Leafs?
Yeah.
You know what? They're a good team. I think they're very well coached. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Sheldon, and they're balanced. They've got a lot of things going for them. Quite honestly, I really don't care. I'm worried about our team. I just want us to play our game. We don't make too many adjustments from team to team. We're just trying to work on our game. That's my only concentration for tonight.
Last one. I think there's been 13 coaching changes since the end of last season. You just speak to the volatility of. It's always been hard to get fired, but it seems even more volatile than.
I think coaching has, and I think coaching always will be, one of the most disrespected positions in the game. It's easy to do, easy to get rid of the guy. I've always felt that. It's one of the most disrespected positions in the game.